Hey YouTube, well we're going to do this video. I might turn it sideways like that, that would be better for everyone. And I don't know how the recording of this is going to go because it's going to be me consisting of me doing stuff on my phone, but hopefully it will give you an idea of how to cook red beef curry. Alright? Red beef curry is not hard to cook. If I can cook it, you can cook it. But we are going to get something straight. This kitchen is not a democracy. If you want things done your way, you do them your way. I'm not going to tell you if you have a preferred way of doing things, like making rice, for example. Okay, so what do we got? Well, that's to be thrown out. I just wanted to show off something. Check out the size of these broad beans. Now, when you talk about the difference with what real farming food is, that's a broad bean. That's my hand. So, yeah, look at that. Compare that to the pot. How about that, eh? Anyway, moving on. So, we've got some brown rice because white rice has no nutritional value in it whatsoever. So, you shouldn't really cook with white rice because you're not going to get anything out of it. It's a waste of time. We've got our meat. I've gone, now this is just diced steak, it's just casserole meat really, it's what it is. But just giving you an idea of prices, so basically, so you know how much meat costs in other parts of the world. This is Western Australia. We pay $17.28 for 800 grams of diced beef steak there. So that gives you an idea. That just puts things in perspective. There's our bowl of veggies. I've already chopped and prepared that. So basically what's going to happen is, oh, so let's sit under that one. But I'm going to do the rice. I'm going to put the boiling, it's going to steam the veggies. I'll put that on top. That'll save space on the kitchen and it'll make things a bit easier. I've pulled out all the ingredients and put them, well, I'll put most of them in a bowl to make things easy for you to understand. The lemonade is just for me to drink because I'm thirsty. But, okay, so we've got red beef, red curry paste to make it red beef. So in here is 2 onions and 2 tomatoes chopped up. 4 potatoes peeled and cut because that's how I like them. I don't like the skin. If you want to do something with the skin, you can always peel the skin off and then chuck them in a frying pan, add some flavours and make some sort of chippies out of it. It wouldn't be that, it would just be a quick, you know, so you're not wasting food. See, I grew up in a poorer house, so for me, wasting food is a no-no. We do not waste food. Food is not to be wasted, all right? Food is very important, very important. Okay, so what have we got? Well, it's not exactly in order, but the ingredients you'll need: 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic flakes, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon or two, well, depending on how hot you like it. You could do half a teaspoon of chilli, you could do a quarter. I've done 3/4 because I don't want to overpower my curry with chilli. That ruins it. I've done 1 1/4 teaspoons of Keen's curry, but it's just really just regular old curry powder. That's if you don't have a curry tree and you don't have curry leaves, you can. That's what you've got to use. 1 teaspoon to 1 1/2 of cumin ground, and 1 teaspoon to 1 1/2 about garam masala. Okay, and now that I've shown that, I can put that back. I don't want insects and stuff getting to my flavours. Yeah, I'm trying to do things one-handed. Okay, now we'll prepare the rice. And now you might be saying, oh, here he goes. If he screws up rice, that's it for him. Well, it's up to you. You decide whatever you want to decide. All right. So, I don't particularly like to wash my rice, though some people prefer to wash rice. Hang on, I'm just going to put this, where am I going to put this? Maybe like, move some of this stuff out of the way. Well, for starters, And just put these broad beans back in the fridge because we're not using them so much. Yeah, go there on top of veggies. Okay. Well, these are actually cleaned. So this is actually something I wanted to... So what's important to have in a kitchen is cheap, thin, flexible knives. Alright? They're sharp and easy, they cut well. Don't muck around with that. Having the thickest, strongest... Look, these are cheapo knives, they do just fine. Alright? Don't waste your money. Wasting money is stupid. Right. So this is how I do rice. Okay, yeah. That can sit there. I don't know if you'll see me too well. Right. Just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. About 2 cups of rice, maybe even a bit more. The thing with cooking is it's not an exact science. You just do it as what you think is enough. Alright, 2 cups. Alright, go straight in the pot. No washing, none of this washing the rice rubbish. Why would you wash rice? You're washing perfectly good starch off rice. This is not something we do, people. We do not wash rice, okay? Washing rice is stupid. This is an Asian thing. I don't know why they wash rice. They're washing all that good starch off it. You don't need to do that. That's dumb. Alright? The smart thing to do with rice is basically when you put on the boil, don't touch it, leave it alone, let it cook. That's it. That's as complicated as rice is. So with 2 cups of rice, we need 4 cups of water. None of this finger rubbish to work out how much water we need. No, 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 no. We use 4 cups of water. Alright, so now that goes straight in the pot like so. That's it. That's pretty much your rice ready. So what I'm going to do is, because I like yellow curry rice to go with yellow rice. Oh, no, I forgot to buy oil. That's alright, I can get away with that. I'll use something else. So we put that on high. Alright, easy. That's as complicated as that is. Right, now to get the yellow rice, I like turmeric. That's basically, if you just want that yellow look, let's chuck a bit of that in there. That'll do. It's only going to give it that yellow look, and just to give it a bit of kick, because that's what we do around here. Don't want our stuff to be boring. Tiny bit of paprika. Now Australians, we cook inside the house because there's lots of flies in Australia and you don't want to be standing outside getting covered in flies. There's no thing about people cooking inside or outside because they like or dislike you. That's just silly. If they invite you over for food, they like you. So just, why would you invite someone over for food just because you didn't like them? Bit of chilli powder. That's just to give that a bit of a kick. So there we go. So all I've used is turmeric, paprika and a bit of chili powder to give that rice a bit of a kick. On to the next part. Alright, so you don't need to stir it. Well, you normally wouldn't stir it, but since I'm trying to get the flavour in there and we don't really want to touch the rice too much, I'm just giving a stir on the top of the water. Alright, but we're not actually touching that rice. Alright, so now our veggies go on top. Okay, you can put whatever veggies you want with it. I've just done a whole bunch of different ones. There's bok choy, Brussels sprouts, radish, carrot, cucumbers, broad beans. Yep, that's what's in that one. Put a lid on top. That'll go down a bit once it's starting to boil. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say we do add salt. Add a teaspoon of salt for our curry powder. Now, what I'm going to do, start getting this ready because that's our meat and we all love meat. Meat is delicious. Now, because I'm an idiot and I forgot to buy cooking oil, that is okay. We can just use a bit of butter. All right. It'll do the same thing. So when you don't have the exact ingredients, improvise, my friend. Improvise. Again, I'm trying to do this one-handed. So we'll just use a spoon. I don't know if you can see that too well. Hang on a sec. Yeah. Stay. Okay, so we're just going to use a spoon. Get about so much. So we only need it to really start coating the base of the plate. Yep, that's good. That will be fine. Yeah. And yes, I did wash my hands beforehand. I'm not an idiot. Okay, turn that one on. That's on. I'm going to put the fan on. I'm going to put the light on as well because it's getting darker for some reason. We'll fix that. Okay. Now, what we normally do is once we've got, I don't know if you can see that too well. There. So I can't actually see what you're seeing. I think that's about right. Yep. So once we're getting that melted down a bit, I can actually put these away because they're in a bowl already. So there's no need to worry about that so much now. We'll put that away because we're not using it now. So because potatoes take a very long time to cook, we're going to chuck them in pretty early, but to start with, we're going to use our tomato and onion. In they go. Alright? So that's an important one out the way. The most, like the start ones, you should always be your tomato and onion. Alright? You've got plenty of fat in there to stew the juices. This is good. This will be really nice, trust me. If you cook this up like I'm doing, you will be like, yep, that is a nice meal. Okay. So usually this takes about 40 to 45 minutes. It's going to be cut down because I've basically done all the annoying bits first. And when it comes to the, well, this will be part one. So once it's all finished, I will do a part two. Alright? And that way, it's not really, really long, stupidly boring video. Alright? So, cooking that in, starting to simmer in there nicely, ex lente. So what normally happens is I let that cook down a bit before I put in my potatoes. But because the potatoes and meat are going to take a long time because it's casserole meat, we'll chuck in the potatoes first, because they always take a really long time to cook. So potatoes, they take a huge amount of time to cook. So, and it will also help spread our flavours out a bit. Alright? Let that cook in a bit before I chuck the meat in, because the meat is going to go in a bit earlier because I'm going to put it on a lower heat and allow it to cook for a bit longer. I'm just going to cook those tomatoes down a bit, get those juices flowing. in the pan, pot, whatever you want to call it. It's a pot. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so start with our garlic. Garlic is an excellent source of flavour. You should always have garlic in your kitchen. I like to overdo garlic. There you go. 2.5 teaspoons of garlic. I love my garlic. Ginger, don't have to do as much. 1 to half. That's it. Ginger done. They can go back in the fridge. Okay, and now we're up to, I'll let that cook in a bit, get the flavour in there. Get some juices going, which I'll show you. So we've got our flavours in there, and always use wood when cooking. Do not use metal on metal. You will scratch the pan. You do not do this. This is dumb. Only dumb people do this. Alright? So I'm letting that get some flavour in there. Alright? Now I'm going to add all my little flavours here. Alright, ready? Yeah. See? Nice and easy. So they're all in there, all at the same time. Stir them in nice. It's starting to smell good as well. You can smell that. Now if you're a vegetarian, instead of adding meat, you can add apple. And you could also do a few more potatoes. And I'm trying to think what goes good with cooking, with curry, veggie-wise or fruit-wise. I suppose you could add some beans, if that was a bit of apple, a bit of beans, and just a bit more potato, and that would actually come out quite nice, I would think. And that's if you don't have the money for meat, or you just don't eat meat, and that's fine too. All right, now let's add our meat. So we're going to get. Now I actually didn't defrost this meat, I just bought it straight from the shop. I knew I was going to cook with it straight away. Sorry, I might have to put the phone down in a minute. Oh, what I'll do is I'll rest it on this bag of rice. Don't you move. Alright. Here's our meat. Go like this. The easiest way. You can already smell that. It smells delicious. You don't waste food in this house. So that isn't the final ingredients, but this is most of it. All right. So we're getting down to it. So we're going to stir that in, make that nice. And we're going to put quite a bit of red curry paste in there to give it that red beef curry flavour. And turn that rice down. Just poured a little too much there. Turn it down to half. Okay, and you can see how all the flavours are starting to mix in with that meat. Alright, and I know you don't have smell-o-vision, but I can tell you it smells pretty good. Now 70% of your taste comes from your smell. I know. So there. So if something smells bad, then you know it's not cooked right. But if something smells good, yeah. So you want to really mix that in there, get those flavours in there. There's a few more steps to go, and then we'll move on to part 2 once it's done. But it will basically be pretty simple stuff in there. So that's mixed in pretty good. We're now going to get onto our red curry paste. Alright, like I said, there's going to be a bit of that in there. Again, I'm just going to put the phone over here while I open up the jar. Okay, so we're going to need quite a bit of red curry paste. So we're going to use 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, that's good. Okay. Oh. Give me flavour. So that's going to be with that red curry beef flavour. And there is one more step to this cooking. Oh no, you can't. There's a phone over there, the idiot. Hang on, let me get the final ingredient and then I'm going to grab the phone and we'll put it in together. Okay. So, I'm just going to get this top layer off because it's all crusty from being stuck in the fridge. That's it. Okay. That's probably not how you're supposed to store coconut milk. Alright, I'll show you what we've got here so far. So that's probably not how you store coconut milk, but as it's a flavouring and it's just for cooking, that'll be fine. So now, check that out. Does that not look like a delicious curry to you? Now we've got our veggies to go with it. They're going along nicely. So make sure that's all stirred in nicely, and that's just going to simmer nice. We're going to let that cook for a little while, and then we'll move on to part 2. Okay. So don't let anyone tell you can't cook curry. Curry it's not as hard as it looks. It's just time consuming preparing all the ingredients. The only reason why this is pretty quick is because I already done all the ingredient preparing. Okay, so that can go on the top. We'll turn that down to 5-ish on the thing. Alright, so we'll move on to part 2 once this is done.